present episode 24 in the Green Valley Line, the story of a backcountry railroad in the early years of the 20th century. Our story resumes in the hills above Morristown. It is Sunday, and Bill Reed is enjoying a few hours away from the job with his mother and Carrie Graham. Let us picture the scene as we look down from the Big Forks Trail. The quiet of an old-fashioned Sabbath broods over the Green Valley. To the westward, the big mountains loom on the horizon. The woods are glorious in their autumn coloring. Below us lie the roofs of Morristown, and to the eastward, the Green Valley Railroad winds like a silver thread in the sunshine. True to his restless nature, Bill Reed is away down the river after trout while the two women sit talking in the shade of a big pine tree.
I declare it's past 1 o'clock. I do wish that boy would come. I'm getting hungry.
Oh, he's probably forgotten all about it. He'll get hungry soon and come tearing back.
Yes. Well, my dear, I'm glad we got a good chance to talk.
And I'm glad you suggested this trip, Mrs. Reed. Been pretty strenuous at the office the last few weeks.
Oh, I'm sure it must have been. Oh, there's Bill coming. Better put the water on.
All right.
And don't forget what I told you.
You mean to tell him all about it?
Certainly.
Oh, dear. I wonder how he'll take it. He's going to be awfully angry with me.
The sooner you tell him, the better it will be.
Yes, it would be horrible if he should find out some other way.
That's just it. And after all, if you believe it was right, there's nothing to worry about.
I'm sure I was right. But he already thinks I'm inclined to interfere in his plans. And, oh, dear, I simply couldn't bear it if Bill turned against me.
I see. So that's it.
Yes.
Well, it's got to be done. Now, here he comes. We'll have lunch, and then I'll leave you two alone.
Hello, folks. Look what I
Well,
Hello,
Bill. Well, young man, do you know what time it is? Carrie and I are starving.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry. I struck a wonderful pool below the Big Bend. Take a look at these.
Oh, I see.
3 rainbows and a dolly. But say, I got into one that broke my leader. Talk about a fish. Say, he was just about 4 times.
Oh, yes, I know that kind.
What do you mean you know that kind? This was the biggest one I ever saw.
Oh,
I'll swear he was all
don't
of...
talk to me.
Huh?
I've heard all about those big ones on fishing trips with your father.
Oh. Oh, gosh, he was a pretty big one, though, Mother.
Oh, yes, that's all right. Get a couple of those fish clean, Bill, and hurry up.
All right.
We're going to have fresh trout. Come along now.
You bet
Let's
I will.
hurry and
Oh, hello, Carrie. Where's Mother?
She went upstream to get some ferns.
Oh, gosh, I had quite a sleep. It's the fresh air, I suppose. Isn't it great to be up here away from that old railroad?
Yes, it is nice, Bill.
Just take a look at that view, will you? What's that place away over there in the distance?
That's the water tower at Dexter.
And look at that stretch of grain fields. Just think, they've got the best crop in years all down the East Valley. Pretty soon we'll be hauling out wheat night and day.
That's right.
Say, what's wrong? Something troubling you?
Well, yes.
Business?
Yes.
Oh, can't you forget it for today? That's why we came up here, to get away from everything.
But I've got to have a talk. I've got something important I must tell you.
All right, go ahead. What is it?
First, I wish you'd tell me how the work at the Fortuna mine is coming.
I thought you knew. Why, it's coming fine.
Any idea how that all is going to turn out?
Well, in a way. We got those 2 carloads down the Glass Bell. They haven't run them through yet, but they got assays from samples of the ore.
Were they pretty good?
Good, I'll say they were good. If that stuff holds up anything like the samples, it's going to run better than $150 to the ton.
But it's going to take some time to realize in actual money.
Oh, yes, it'll take months to run those tailings through the smelter. But look at the business it will mean.
What I'm wondering is, can you get a loan on that stuff?
Why, sure. I took the assays down to Mitchell at the bank. He let me have anything I want.
Oh, thank goodness.
But I don't need it. If we work that stunt to use the opposition money, we won't need a loan.
Oh.
Say, there's the thing that appeals to me. They'll be caught in their own trap, and the money they're spending to make it tough for us will be used to pay their mortgage.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Well, you still worrying about that? It's too late now. I've sent the telegram. I can't understand why we haven't had an answer. But I guess it'll be there in the morning, all right?
I don't think so.
What? Say, what is this?
You know, I didn't like that deal, Bill.
Yes, I know. You thought it was crooked, and yet it's perfectly legal.
Well, anyway, you can forget about it because you'll never get that money. At least not from the CK&W.
What? Say, I don't get this at all. What have you found out?
Nothing. I only took steps to prevent your father from sending that money.
You what? I see. You spilled that story to the opposition, is that it?
No, I didn't do any such thing.
Or perhaps you told your father. It amounts to the same
No,
thing.
I didn't tell Father. I said I took steps to prevent the money being paid. I did that because I thought it was wrong.
If you think it's worthwhile, Will you tell me just what you did do?
I did nothing that would get you into any trouble, but I stopped that remittance.
Yes, you said that before. Well, naturally, I'm a little curious to know how you worked it.
Perhaps I'd better explain.
Yes, it might be just as well.
You know that money was offered to my father as president of the Green Valley. It was intended to be used to help force the sale of the Green Valley.
Of course.
And the message offering the money was addressed to my father. We tapped in on the message, and you thought that as acting president, you'd take a chance and use the money in a righteous cause.
Yes, you put it all very clearly.
Well, then you wired in the name of the president, asking them to send along that $70,000. It was a clever idea, but, well, I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't like it, huh? Well, come to the point. What did you do?
Well, my name being Graham, I sent another message to say the money would not be needed, and signed it Graham.
I see. So that's how you fixed it. Well, I've got to hand it to you. It was pretty neat. Well, well. And so, boys and girls, this is how Sally the Snooper fixes the old villain.
You've no right to say that. It was the only thing I could do. There wasn't any use trying to argue with you. You're so bullheaded.
Thanks for the criticism. So, while I was thinking you were something above the average in women, doing my best to pull this old railroad out of the hole, you quietly knifed me in the back.
Bill, don't say that. I'm sorry. I've been half crazy since I sent that message. You know I don't care anything about the job. If I'd realized what it would mean to you, I'd have cut my hand off rather than send that message.
Yes, well, it's a little late to think of that now. I guess this is the end of our partnership.
What? You mean?
I mean that after today, I never want to see you again.
Oh, Bill.
I'm fed up with the whole business. All right, let's forget it. I'll find Mother and we'll get going. Thank you.
Why, hello, Mr. Reed.
Well, hello, Ma.
Gee, you're quite a stranger.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you. Sit right over there in the booth.
No, I'll sit up at the counter, Ma. Just dropped in for a cup of coffee. How's business?
Business? My land. I ain't got a thing to kick about, except that I'm pretty near rushed off my feet.
That's so?
And the girls, too.
Hmm.
I never seen so many people in Morristown all the time I've been here.
Yeah, things are getting pretty lively around here.
I should say they are. But say, you're looking kind of peaked, ain't you? Feeling well?
Oh, I guess I'm all right, Ma.
You been working too hard?
Oh, no. Not any harder than usual. We're pretty busy over the depot.
Yeah? I heard Miss Carey working there no more. Is that right?
Yeah, yes, that's right. She's taking a little time off.
Uh-huh. Guess you'll be missing her pretty bad. I reckon she's...
Say, Ma, get me that coffee, will you?
Sure. I'll get it right now. Sure you won't have nothing else?
No, just coffee. Say, have you seen anything of Spider?
No, not this morning. He's out to the Fortuna Mine spur working, ain't he?
Yes, they just ran in for coal and water.
Well, then I reckon he'll be in for lunch pretty soon. Say, Mr. Reed...
What is it, Ma?
Tain't none of my business, but I'm awful glad you give Reuben Porter a job out at the mine with Spider. He sure needs it.
That so?
Yeah, you see, he's got a wife, pretty sick. They're going to operate on her.
Oh.
It's sure been tough for Rube this whole time.
Is a friend of yours?
Why, sure. I've known Reuben for quite a while. He's a darn good fella. Kind of dumb, but he's an awful good worker.
Oh, that's fine, Ma.
Hello, Ma.
Now, I declare, here's Spider now.
Hello, Spider. Say, sit up here. I want to talk to you.
Sure, kind of glad I run across you.
This your fireman here?
Sure. Hey, Rube.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yep.
Shake hands with Mr. Reed.
Sure. Well, howdy, Mr. Reed.
How are you?
Well, I'm mighty glad to meet up with you. I sure appreciate it.
Oh, that's
Get
all
off
right.
my foot. Yes, sir. Heard a lot about you from Mr. McGee here.
so?
Say, will you get off my foot? As I reckon.
Hey.
Yeah?
Take it easy, Rube. Go on over there and eat your lunch. I gotta have a talk here with Mr. Reed.
Oh, sure. Well, I'll be seeing you, Mr. Reed.
All right.
Yes, sir. Mighty glad to meet you, Mr. Reed.
All right,
Thank
same to you.
You see, Slim, Rube's kind of talkative.
Yeah, so I noticed.
Say, Slim, you done the right thing by Rube by giving him a chance. He's a bear to work. I got him on the steam shovel, and he's doing fine.
That's good. How's that ore running?
Well, we got things in pretty good shape. There was a lot of waste rock on the top of the dump. We got that pretty nigh cleaned off, and the stuff looks pretty good underneath. Going to start shipping pretty soon?
I guess so. I've been expecting to hear from the smelter all morning. If the run of that ore holds up to the samples, we'll start to shoot out that rock as fast as you can load it.
Well, we ought to do 10 cars a day for a while at least. Maybe better. That's pretty close to 300 ton a day, ain't it?
That's good.
How'd you come out with them mining companies?
All right. They'd got wind that we were short of money, and the two firms combined to dicker for the mine.
Is that so?
They knew all about the good ore in the dump, too.
Uh-huh.
But thanks to Matt Stevens, I found it out just in time.
Yeah? Well, if you'd have sold half interest for 70,000, well, them guys would be making big money fast.
Well, I'll have Stevens go over the mine itself. Maybe we'll work the property on our own hook.
Well,
Things seem to be panning out pretty well now, Spider.
yeah. You reckon we're going to pull through all right until this fall?
You bet your life. It's a certainty now, Spider, that the Green Valley line is going to meet its obligations right on time.
Gosh, that's fine, Slim.
Moreover, we're going to expand, Spider. We're going to make a real modern railroad out of the Green Valley.
No.
As part of the through line from Chicago to the coast.
Well, gosh darn it, that's mighty
You
good
bet.
news. I reckon you're feeling kind of happy, ain't you?
Yes, I ought to be, I suppose. But right now, I've lost interest in the whole darn business.
Oh, what do you mean?
I don't care if the road goes up or down. Doesn't mean anything anymore.
But say, listen here, Slim.
No, it doesn't mean a thing to me.
Mr. Reed.
Oh, let's see it. Just a... Well, this is good. The smelter people say those 2 cars of ore average better than $80 to the ton.
Boy, ain't that something?
All right, Spider, get busy now. I want 5 cars of that ore on 72 tonight. Hop to it now.
Sure, I'm halfway there right now.
Success at last, the Green Valley over the top in a big way. But all to no purpose as far as Bill Reed is concerned. The break with Carolyn Graham has turned his hopes to dust. What will he do now? Listen for episode 25 in the Green Valley Line.